Hey everyone, it's BigMark and welcome to Beyond the Line. So this channel was originally designed to talk about news, dive deep behind the agenda and show only the facts. Well, it's being repurposed because there's a culture war here in Australia and no one's talking about it. So we're going to start off on one of the hardest hitting issues, and that is immigration. Today Melbourne decided to have a protest against the detention centres on Manus Island, using the hashtag Bring Them Here. Bring them where? As of August 2016, we already have 30,000 people on bridging visas and only 2,000 in closed detention centres. But what about the children? Well, absolutely zero of them are children, according to the Human Rights Report of 2017. Now, the Manus Island refugees are there because they were supposed to go to the US, and since that didn't happen, new agreements need to be made. Now, the refugees in detention have been declining since 2013. We had roughly 13,000 refugees in detention in 2013, and now we only have 3,000. So what happened? I'll tell you what happened. We increased the amount of bridging visas. It looks great for politicians getting rid of the immigrants in detention centres. Now they live in your neighbourhood. And instead of screening them properly first, they screen them later and revoke their visas more frequently. In 2015 to 2016, nearly 1,000 visas were cancelled and 400 were refused visas on character grounds. Compare that to 2013 to 2014, we cancelled roughly 100 visas and refused about the same on character grounds. Now, I'm not going to go into the economics of this today. I'll save that for another video. Instead today, now that you have some background, we're going to talk about how Australia sees this issue. Now, Australia is a multicultural society and we believe in certain liberties, like freedom of speech and freedom of religion. Polls in Australia revealed some interesting trends. The one mainly quoted is, should Australia have a ban on Muslims entering the country until Australia has better screening processes? Well, here is our multicultural position, with 63% saying no, 5% saying no, but we should ban immigrants from high-risk countries, 13% saying no, banning immigrants based on their religion is unconstitutional, and 45% saying flat out no. 37% said yes, 1% until terrorist attacks decrease, 2% ban them until better screening tests, and 34% just saying yes. Looking at these numbers, we can see that 5% are in support of banning from high-risk countries with high levels of terrorism like Syria. So this poll has a very interesting way of asking the question and then skewing the results. If we can, for those in favour of banning from high-risk countries, the numbers become more even at 42% for about 58% against. Seems like Australia is 50-50 on this issue. Now to the very controversial poll about asylum seekers, or boat people like Pauline Hanson likes to call them. The Australian public is basically 50-50 with a slight numbers advantage on the no side. So what are people saying? Well, they aren't saying just let them in. Out of the 50% that said yes, only 36% said straight yes. 7% said they should be processed on shore, and 7% said they should be treated like they entered on a plane. 50% said no, with 38% saying flat out no. 8% saying turn the boats around and process them offshore with hard security checks and a protection visa. 4% saying the same but without a protection visa. With this poll, they skewed the numbers again to say that we are 50-50 for this issue, but instead we look at the breakdown. We see that 7% still want them to be processed like every other asylum seeker and not just let in. By taking that into account, we see that Australia is actually 57% against letting asylum seekers straight in and instead want them to either be sent back home or processed correctly. This is not what we're being told. Instead, we have rallies about bringing the immigrants in. Why? So we can receive trucks of freedom like Stockholm did? So we can end up with the same issues that the UK and Europe are facing? This country is built on multicultural values and is very much a melting pot. In a melting pot, everyone is reduced down to the same thing, but these Islamic immigrants don't want that. They want us to be a salad, and no matter how much we mix the salad, a potato will still be a potato. They don't assimilate, they tribalize. We accepted immigrants from all over and we have our different communities, but we mix. These Islamic immigrants don't want to mix with our Australian views, they want their views. The Australian way is to let bygones be bygones, but Islam doesn't allow that. They want you to bow to Islam and not offend them. That's not multiculturalism, that is tyranny. They scream the loudest out of all the minorities because idiots listen to them. Since when does third-wave feminism and Islam have anything in common? You hate the patriarchy and yet you ally with a society that is your definition of patriarchy. You people have gone mad and you need a light shone on your stupidity, so hopefully you'll wake up before we become the next Sweden. Australia hasn't had a major terrorist incident on our shores yet, and I will try my hardest to fight against the idiots that will bring these people here. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Please like, share and subscribe for more content, and I guess we crossed the line.